Vaz Coleman says, Joe, do you think that a married man openly having sex with a woman outside his marriage is moral? What would you say to such a man in your community?
A married man openly having sex. He means like in a mall.
No. I think they mean openly having sex, like notoriously having sex with a woman outside of his marriage is moral. Do you think a married man having sex with a woman outside his marriage is moral? I guess they could probably just leave out the openly.
Okay.
And then what would you say to such a man in your community?
In my community, I come from a very different community from most folks. So in my community, that person would probably be ostracized. That's reality.
What would you say to them?
Oh, I would say this is really that's not my deal. In other words, I'm at the end of the day, I'm not God. So yeah, do I think what I think about it ultimately is not the same as it's not my place. That's so what would I say? I'll ask you, what would you say? Imagine you heard someone in your community. No, I'm saying is, people need to, the question is kind of silly if you think about it, because it's like, okay, so what would you say? Would you actually go up to the person and say, I think you're a stinky guy. I think there's something wrong with what you're doing here. I think you need to get a morality check. All right, maybe you would. I don't know. Have you ever done that to anyone ever before in your life? Have you ever actually walked up to someone, like some person you know, and done that? Because my hunch is you probably haven't. You probably haven't. But I don't know. I mean,
it's a tough one. It's always those what would you do things are always a weird question, because like, well, I don't really know, because I haven't been confronted with that before. Yeah. What would I do? Oh. And then I think, it matters like how close you are to that person too. Like, what does in your community mean? Because it's one thing if it's like maybe a brother or like a very close confidant or friend or something. And then it's another thing if it's someone who's in your community, like maybe within your church, or maybe it's within your literal like community you live in. It's like, well, I don't know, in your neighborhood.
Somebody on a softball team who, like, you basically never talk to him, and you give him a high five if he makes a good play. It's like, would you go to that guy and start? I would tell you, I would almost definitely not say anything to that guy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of variables in that. I think you need to be more specific. Maybe be lengthier. Probably it's probably going to take you at least like 200, 300, maybe 400 characters to spell it out, and then I can walk you through it.